Hey traders, Raghee here, and in this free recap video, we're going to talk about how this market continues to rage on. I mean, just heading higher. Nothing seems to really yet be derailing this market. And don't get caught up. This is what I want to caution everybody for. Don't get caught up in the conversation about what the market should be doing and what the tariffs should be doing and what, this 9-year, 10-year bull market, and it should be. Put all that aside. Whatever the market should be doing, when it starts to actually do it, we will start to see evidence of it. And yes, here's the thing that nobody wants to tell you, or I will now, is you are going to actually see that one last trend trade. There will be that one trade in the context of this overall uptrend across multiple markets. There will be that one last trade. There might be that one trade that takes a small hit. There might be giving back a little bit of unrealized profit. I mean, that is certainly going to be part and parcel with this market eventually turning around. But think of it this way as well. How about all the traders who've been steered wrong by the chuckleheads out there, warning of why this market should be down since 2016, 2017, throughout all of 2018. They continue to either, at best, I'm giving them a little benefit of the doubt, maybe they've kept you on the sidelines, so it hasn't cost you anything but unrealized profit. A lot, but it hasn't cost anything but unrealized profit. Or worst, they've got you short. And there's just really no evidence for that. Because remember, a broken uptrend is actually transition. Dare I even say, just even largely chop. And that means we're looking for oversold buys before we actually commit to shorting this market aggressively. These are still markets that are in very healthy, to varying degrees, mostly Dow and S&P. NASDAQ and Russell have faltered a little bit, but they're still carrying with them an overall bullish bias. So bounces off 7,400 still make a lot of sense. In fact, the area between 7,420 and 7,400 has been hit quite a few times in just the last 8 or 9 days. And that continues to be a very low risk place to put on a trade on the QQQ or the NQ. So the first thing is use these daily time frames to trust the fact the market is still very much in a healthy, to varying degrees, overall daily time frame uptrend. There's no sense in shorting the larger averages aggressively. Now, you will find there's probably some laggards out there. For those of you that are wondering, okay, Rog, but I think there might be a short, look for the laggards. Look for those names within these index futures that are lagging. Look for those names that are already struggling to keep up with higher highs while the larger averages head higher. Think Netflix, think Booking, okay? Think Intel. So there are names that are not tracking with the NASDAQ or tracking with some of the stronger names, okay? Those would be your shorts if you want to even short at all. If not, take advantage of pullbacks in these larger averages. Now, in the premium video, I'm going to talk about a handful of these stocks that are pulling back, what they could mean to the larger averages, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the S&P. We're also going to talk about the volatility we're seeing as we're seeing the private inventory data in crude shows a surprise build. And what does that movement possibly to the downside do for our API to EIA crude oil inventories play? We'll take a look at the dollar, gold, the euro, and what we have coming up next for things like the Australian dollar, the euro, and also a few folks are asking me about what can we do with the Russell? If the trade war is continuing on, do we see more dollar strength and do we see more Russell strength? We'll talk about all that and more in the premium video. But again, what I want to leave you all with here in the free recap is do not get aggressively short this market. Even this morning, the initial weakness we saw before the bell, this market doesn't seem to care about these tariffs. Not yet. Maybe they should, maybe they shouldn't, but that's not the point. Are they? It's always about are they. And we waited for pullbacks. We did not, scramble into the market. One interesting thing about the pullback today, I'll mention in the premium video and I'll mention right here, we actually put in the projected low the hourly movement projected low before the bell even rang. We'll talk about that as well, but look for those projected lows. Today was one of those rare opportunities. And it even caught me kind of by surprise because it's like, wait a minute, are we really putting in that low now? I'll show you how to do that in the premium video as well. See you in the next update.